Hello and welcome to That Was Golf. I'm your host, Callum McVicker. Thank you very much for joining me on this bonus episode as we take a quick look back over the 2025 season on the DP World Tour. The European Tour, currently known as the DP World Tour for sponsorship reasons, is the top level of men's professional golf in Europe. The tour schedule runs for a full year from November to November, with the year being split into different swings. The opening swing in Australia, South Africa and Mauritius, the international swing in United Arab Emirates, Bahrain, Qatar, Kenya and South Africa, the Asian swing in Singapore, India and China, the European swing in Turkey, Belgium, Austria, Netherlands, Italy and Germany, the closing swing in Scotland, USA and Denmark, the back nine in England, Switzerland, Ireland, France, Spain, India and South Korea, and the DP World Tour playoffs in United Arab Emirates. Prizes for events are largely in US dollars, with prize funds ranging from $1.1 million to $10 million, and first place prizes ranging from $190,000 to $2.6 million for season events not inclusive of majors. Players earn points towards the Race to Dubai season-long Order of Merit, as well as official World Golf Ranking points. European players can also earn points towards the Ryder Cup rankings to earn one of 6 automatic places in Team Europe. Since 2020, the PGA Tour and European Tour have been in a strategic alliance, which introduced co-sanctioned events like the Scottish Open and Barracuda Championship, and from the 2022 season onwards included awarding PGA Tour cards to the top 10 non-exempt players at the end of the season Order of Merit. The top 115 players at the end of the season will retain full DP World Tour cards, with players missing out able to regain status through DP Tour Q School, which concludes the day before the DP World Tour Championship. Last weekend saw the conclusion of the DP World Tour season at the DP World Tour Championship at the Earth Course on Jumeirah Golf Estates in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Qualifying for the tournament were the top 50 players plus ties at the conclusion of the season's penultimate event, the Abu Dhabi HSBC Championship. The Earth Course witnessed many of Europe's Ryder Cup stars in the final top 10, with the top 6 players only separated by a single stroke. Matt Fitzpatrick and Rory McIlroy finished the final round on 18 under, with McIlroy making a fantastic eagle putt in his 72nd hole and forcing a playoff. His heroics were quickly undone, however, after his tee shot on the first playoff hole found the water, leading to an eventual bogey to leave Fitzpatrick clear to make the win with a par. Final top 20 on the DP World Tour at the end of the season was first place on 5,975 points and 11 events played, Rory McIlroy. This is his 7th Order of Merit win on the European Tour. It leaves him just one behind all-time leader Colin Montgomerie, who has 8 titles to his name. Second place on 4,008 points, 26 events played and winning a PGA Tour card was Marco Penge. Third place on 3,841 points, 11 events played was Matt Fitzpatrick. Fourth place on 3,099 points and 10 events played was Tyrrell Hatton. Fifth place on 2,936 points, 11 events played was Tommy Fleetwood. Sixth place on 2,904 points and 11 events played was Robert McIntyre. Seventh place on 2,899 points, 22 events played was Laurie Cantor, who earns a PGA Tour card. 8th place on 2,762 points and 31 events played was Christopher Raitan, who earns a PGA Tour card. 9th place on 2,643 points, 26 events played was Adrian Sadier, who also earns a PGA Tour card. 10th place on 2,572 points and 7 events played was Alex Noren, who also earns a PGA Tour card. 11th place on 2,538 points, 32 events played was John Parry, who earns a PGA Tour card. 12th place on 2,470 points, 10 events played was Aaron Rai. 13th place with 2,470 points and 25 events played was Haitong Lee, who earns a PGA Tour card. 14th place with 2,253 points and 24 events played was Keita Nakajima, who earns a PGA Tour card. 15th place with 2,212 points, 24 events played was Rasmus Nergaard Peterson, who earns a PGA Tour card. 16th place with 2,203 points and 29 events played was Jordan Smith, who earns the final PGA Tour card. 17th place on 2,172 points, 23 events played, and just missing out on a PGA Tour card was Daniel Brown. 18th place with 2,045 points and 28 events played was Daniel Hillier. 19th place with 1,978 points and 28 events played was Martin Couvre. And 20th place with 1,858 points, 31 events played was Angel Ayora. And now for some statistics for you from across the season. Best scoring stroke average was Alex Noren with an average of 68.71 across 24 rounds. Best strokes gained total was Rory McIlroy with an average of 2.68 strokes across 32 rounds. Most wins was by Marco Penge with 3, winning the Hainan Classic, the Danish Golf Championship and the Open de España. Most top 10 finishes were by Angel Ayora, who made 10. This season saw 19 first-time winners. Most notably was Elvis Smiley, who was the only player to go wire-to-wire at an event. Joint lowest rounds of the year were by Brandon Robinson-Thompson, who shot an 11 under 61 at the Bapco Energy's Bahrain Championship, and by Dylan Naidu, who shot an 11 under 61 at the Investec South African Open Championship. Lowest cut of the year was 3 under at the Omega European Masters, whilst the highest cut was 6 over at the Hero Indian Open. There were 31 hole-in-ones this year on the tour, with the shortest being by Nico Echevarria at the Genesis Scottish Open. On the 121-yard 6th hole, he incredibly made a hole-in-one with a 60-degree wedge. The longest hole-in-one was made by Siwoo Kim at the USA PGA Championship. On the 252-yard 6th hole, he made a hole-in-one with a 5-wood. And there were 5 albatrosses made this year on the tour. The shortest was by Nicholas Lemke at the KLM Open. He holed out on the 3rd hole from 183 yards away with an 8-iron. And the longest was by Patrick Reed at the US Open. On the 4th hole, he holed out from 286 yards with a 3-wood. And that brings you up to date with all the goings-on from the DP World Tour for the 2025 season. Thank you very much for listening in to this special bonus episode. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with all future episodes, released every Tuesday, 7 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.